You're applying to SOC jobs, you've taken the courses, maybe you even passed a couple of certifications. You maybe even gotten a few callbacks as well, but nothing is landing. And now you're starting to wonder, am I doing something wrong? If that's where your head is currently at, you are not alone. And in today's video, I do want to share some honest thoughts that might help you see the bigger picture. Now, this isn't a step-by-step guide or a video, and honestly, I don't have all the answers. But I've been in the space for quite a while now, and I've seen some patterns in what holds a lot of people back. If this is your first time seeing one of my videos, hello, my name is Steven, and I've been working in cybersecurity for about 9 years now, mainly within the security operations domain. On this channel, you'll find career guidance, lab walkthroughs, and SOC-related projects that you can work on to build up your skills and confidence. With that being said, let's talk about some of the things that I wish more people were more upfront about. First, let's address the obvious. It is tough out there right now. The job market is brutal. Companies are downsizing, hiring freezes are real, and entry-level roles, well, they're not as always entry-level as they sound. You'll see dozens of listings asking for experience that you possibly can't have yet, especially if you're a beginner. You'll apply to dozens of jobs and maybe hear back from one or two. You might even get to the final round and still get passed up. I've seen people doing everything right. I mean, they are doing lab work, they have certifications, they're applying consistently, and they still get stuck. Sometimes it's timing, sometimes it's luck, sometimes it is just the market. So if you're feeling discouraged, trust me, I get it. The second thing that no one really talks about is how much of this industry runs on connections. A lot of jobs don't go to random applicants. They actually go to people who are referred or people who were already on the team as interns. And that's not always fair, but that's just how hiring works. And if you're trying to break in without building yourself a network, it can feel like you're hitting a wall over and over again. This was a gap that I personally had, and I learned this the hard way. It wasn't until I started connecting with others and asking questions that things began to shift. Another thing that I see, especially with beginners, is a heavy focus on theory over practice. It's not anyone's fault. Most courses, boot camps, and even certifications teach theory. You study the cyber kill chain, you memorize the MITRE ATT&CK framework, you learn all the definitions, but when you're asked to investigate a real alert, write a report, or dig into raw logs, many people freeze. And I've been there too. At one point, I thought I was ready until I was handed a basic alert during an interview. And I didn't know where to start or how to even tackle it. And that's when it clicked for me. Oh, I need to actually practice this. Now, that's not to say certifications aren't useful. They are. But if you're hoping to learn everything once you get hired, it is going to be rough. To be honest, most SOCs don't have the time to train you from zero. They're hiring you to help with the workload. And here's the hardest part to talk about. Sometimes the issue isn't the job market. Sometimes it's the impression that we give off during the interview. I've personally seen folks make it to the second round and not get chosen, not because they didn't know enough, but because they couldn't communicate how they think, or they seemed unsure, or the team just didn't feel confident working with them. Hiring isn't just about the technical skills. It's about, can we work with this person? Are they going to ask for help when they get stuck? And will they actually show initiative? So if that is something that you've personally experienced, it doesn't mean you're not cut out for this. It just means that there is something you might need to reflect on and refine. So where do you go from here? Now, I can't give you a guaranteed roadmap, but I can share what's helped me. You need to focus on doing the work and not just studying. You want to practice explaining your thought process on paper, in voice notes, or even on LinkedIn. Finally, you want to ask for feedback even when it feels uncomfortable, and don't be afraid to ask stupid questions. I know that this wasn't the most feel-good video, but sometimes you don't need motivation. You need clarity. If this helped shift your perspective even just a little bit, let me know in the comment section down below. What part hit home for you? And that is it for the video, and thank you for watching. If you found this informative, let me know by hitting that like button and subscribe if you want to. Remember to stay curious and do things differently.